In this video, we're going to look at the Vlookup function, one of the more powerful functions in all of Excel. Now, what the Vlookup function does, as a rule, is that it moves data from one table to another table or cell. So it's moving data from one table to another table or cell. The most important component of the Vlookup is something called the table array. The table array is the underlying table that's powering the Vlookup. If you don't have a table array, or if the table array is not created properly, your Vlookup will not work. So the table array is the most important component of the Vlookup function. As we know, all tables are made up of rows of data and also columns of data. So we have our columns, we have our rows. That top row, when we're talking about a table, is referred to as the field names for your table. We have a field name of date, product, product 2, going across. Those are our field names. And those field names basically define the various columns. So we have a field name of date, and all the entries in that column are dates. We have products, and we have numeric equivalents of how many products we have. But getting back to our function, Vlookup, the most important component is the table array. So the first step is always to identify that table array. What I'm going to do is I'm going to identify it for you, okay? And I'm going to highlight from A2 all the way down to H32. So I've highlighted my table array. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a named range. So I've highlighted my table array. I've given it a named range called sales data, and then hit enter. Let's click outside of the area, go back into our name box, click on sales data, and you can see that our entire table array has now been highlighted. As we know, all tables are made up of columns and also rows. So we have our table array just to look at one row, second row, and it's made up of columns. One column, two columns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When we're looking at our table array, it is a table. That top row are the field names, and the field names describe the information in each column. So we have a field name of date, and all the entries in that column should be dates. We have a field name called daily totals, and there's numeric numbers or entries in that entire column. We have a field name called sales goals met, and we have text entries in that column. Okay, we're in cell K11, and what we want to do is determine if our sales goal has been met. And we're going to use Vlookup to find our answer. So based upon, so once again, the Vlookup is going to look up this date here, 1/10/2016. It's going to look at the table array and then come all the way over to column 8 to determine if our sales goal has been met. So once again, our lookup date based upon 1/10/2016. Has our sales goal been met? We're in our cell. To get Vlookup, click FX. Next, Vlookup, vertical lookup. Click OK. We have our box. Our box is made up of 4 arguments. And in this case, we're going to be using all 4 arguments. The first argument is your lookup value. So we're looking up 1/10/2016. Go to line 2, and that's our table array. That's our key component. We have a whole group of table arrays. Now, once again, we've already defined our table array. We made it into a named range. To find out our named range, what I usually do is when I'm in that box, I'll tap F3. And our named range was called sales data. Click OK. The column index is looking for the column within your table array that's telling you if your sales goal has been met. So we've got columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th column has the information if your goal has been met. So once again, it throws a lot of people what the column index number is. And once again, all the column index is what column has the information that you're looking for. In this case, it's column 8. The 4th line, range lookup. And what that means is, do you want an exact match or an inexact match? In this case, we want an exact match. If it's an exact match that we're looking for, you can either type in false or type in 0. Now, once again, we're looking for an exact match. So I'm going to type in just plain 0. So it's either 0 or false. That's an exact match. Click OK. And it's saying for 1/10, we didn't meet our goal. Check it. Here's 1/10. And in fact, we did not. Once again, how that is working. The key component, the table array. Okay. Let's even change a date. We're going to make it 1/20. Based upon 1/20. Still going to be no. But how do we know that? We're using our Vlookup. The Vlookup is saying, based upon what's in K10, I'm going to look at the table array called sales data. I'm going to look at the 8th column in sales data. It's over here. And I want an exact match. Still another way. We have a named range called sales data. It's looking up what's in K10. So based upon what's in K10, we're going to go to our named range called sales data, come over and take what's in the 8th column of that table array, and we want an exact match, which means 0 or false, based upon what's in K10, sales data, table array. Always make that table array a named range. Because by making it a named range, you don't have to worry about making the range an absolute. A named range is by default an absolute. That's why we make it into a named range. 8th column, exact match. Thank you.